Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are joining us on this podcast. Today, I've got an interesting character to talk about. I'm going to talk about the daughter of the former president of the former 40th president of the United States, Ronald Reagan, and the character I'm going to talk about is Maureen Elizabeth Reagan. She was born on January 4, 1941, and she passed away on August 9, 2001, at the age of 60. And obviously, the father was Ronald Reagan, and her mother was Jane Wayman. She attended Marymount Secondary School and also then proceeded to go to Marymount University in Virginia. She had three marriages. The first one was to John Lipone. She married John in 1961 and they divorced in 1962. Then she remarried to Davis Sills in 1964, and then they divorced in 1967. Then she married Dennis Ravel in 1981. That was her husband at her time of death in 2001. She didn't have any children of her own, but she looked after an orphan formerly from Uganda. She became an orphan because of the war in Uganda around 1985, and her name was Rita Merimbe Ravel. And obviously, the intention when she took her at the age of 8, she looked after her from the age of 8. She wanted to adopt, but because of the laws in Uganda, she couldn't do that until she passed away. And I think they had to use what they call the bill of will, which then Rita then used to process her adoption papers even after the death of Maureen. Her occupation and interest: she was an activist in the Republican Party. She usually championed for the rights of women. She was a public speaker. She was an actor like her mom and dad. She also had a radio show and twice ran for political office in both cases. Narrowly in 1989, Maureen released a book with the title First Father and First Daughter. And in this book, she describes her life as a child of famous actors, her experience of domestic abuse. I think she talks more about marriages and her observation of President Reagan's administration from her perspective. And in 1996, she was diagnosed with cancer and subsequently then died 2001. And most of the time she devoted her time to raising money for Alzheimer, as we are aware that his father suffered from dementia and Alzheimer in be specific. So she was so passionate about raising money for this cause that some commentators feels she neglected their health, putting much of the effort towards charitable causes. I think one thing that she has done, she has given an opportunity to this Ghanaian child, Rita. I'll show you Rita's picture at the funeral of Maureen. That's the hair there, and that's Rita there, that black lady over there, in the middle of all the other white people. She's the only black person there. She was the only black person in the Reagan family, but she's doing well now. I think she's now 39 years old. She doesn't put a lot of things in the public domain, so little is known about her. I tried to research on her, but the very little that you can get about her personal life. And I'll just show you Maureen and her father, President Reagan. Here they are. So she was talking to her father. That's it. Thank you. Hello.